Okay, so I pulled up a web browser and I've put in www.protosound2.com, and I'm now on the Protosound 2 website. And this is where you can download the MTH DCS loader software. You can download software updates for the remote and for the TIU and so forth. But we're interested in downloading a new sound set, so I'm going to come down here to PS2 upgrades. On the next screen, I'm going to choose sound sets. And this is where you can do a search for a new sound set by searching for the kind of engine that you want. Now, I've found that sometimes this search tool doesn't work right and will produce errors. And so usually what I'll do instead is I'll go to www.mthtrains.com, and then from there they have another search tool, this product search, and if you click that click here link, it'll take you to the product search, and it looks just like the search form on protosound2.com, except I've found that this one works a little more consistently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search their Premier line for a big boy. And I'm going to start the advanced search, and it brings back these results. And I'm going to go to one of the most recent big boy sets they have, which is this Union Pacific 4884 Big Boy Specialty Freight Set with Protosound 2. It opens up the product page, and at the bottom of the product page you'll see there is a DCS Protosound 2 file download link. Now, not all product pages will have this. Like I said, sometimes some of the newer engines won't have it, and also some of the really old Protosound 2 engines won't have it, but most of them do. So now I'm going to click on this link and download the sound file for the big boy engine. I'm going to save it to disk by pressing OK. Save it in My Documents, and then hit Save. And now it's downloading it, and it's already done. So if I go to My Documents on my computer, you'll see that here's the file that it just downloaded. So now we've got the file, so all we need to do is load it onto our engine. So I'm going to come back to the DCS loader here, and this time I'm going to click Send the sound file to the engine. Follow all these directions precisely, step by step. When you're done, press the Start button. And it's going to ask you which file do you want to upload to the engine. So I'm going to go to My Documents, and I'm going to select the big boy sound file that I just downloaded. And there we go. And now it's starting to upload the file to the engine. Okay, so the complete message means that we've sent the sound file to the engine, and it was successful. So now let's go over to the engine and see if it works. Okay, we've got our little switcher up here on the layout now, so let's give it a whirl. I don't think there's much coal on that engine for some reason, but it's nice to hear them saying that. As you can see, we don't just have the big boy's engine sounds and horn and bell, but we've also got the accent sounds and pre-talk from the big boy, which a lot of it's not going to make sense since this is a little diesel switcher, but it's kind of funny. Okay, so that's pretty cool. This little SW1500 sounds like a big boy now. The last thing I'm going to do before ending this video is show you how to put the original sounds back on this engine. You remember that we backed up the original SW1500 sound set, so we're just going to restore that really quickly. And basically, it's just like loading the big boy sounds. It's just we're going to choose a different sound file, in this case the backup file that we made, and load that back onto the engine. So now we're back on the Windows computer with the DCS loader in front of us. I've got the switcher back on the programming track here under the table, and I'm going to choose the first icon, which is send the sound file to the engine. Follow all these instructions to the letter. Hit start. I'm going to go to my documents, and here's that backup file that we made earlier that has the CSX SW1500 sound set on it. I'm gonna click that and then hit open, and there we go. And now it's going to start loading the backup sound set back onto the switcher. And again, this will take 5, 10, 15 minutes, and we'll come back once it's done. Okay, so we've successfully loaded the backup sound set back onto this SW1500. So let's see if our little switcher sounds like a switcher again.
What's it say on the switch list? I'm looking it over now.
Okay, that sounds pretty good to me. So now we've got our original sound set back on this engine. So we loaded a new sound set, it sounded fine, and then now we've gone back to the original sound set, so we've gone full circle. Now, from a practicality standpoint, you would probably never want to load a steam sound set onto a diesel engine. I just did that to show you the flexibility of the system and what it's capable of. But in everyday use, you would use the system to update your sound set to something more pleasing. For example, let's say you've got an ST70 diesel that's 3 or 4 years old. MTH is always improving their sound sets, particularly in the startup sounds and the accent sounds. And so even a ST70 made a year ago will usually sound much better than one they made 3 or 4 years ago. So using this ability of the engines to switch sound sets, you could upload a new sound set for a new ST70 onto an older ST70, and then just like that, you've got a much better sounding engine. Now, I'm going to answer another question while I'm at it because I know it's going to come up, and that is, can you import individual sounds? In other words, if you like the horn from a newer engine and you want to just grab the new horn and put it on your older engine, can you do that? The answer is no. It's all or nothing. When you upload a new sound set, you get all the sounds that come with it. The horn, the whistle, the accent sounds, the engine sounds, the crew talk, everything. So that about wraps it up for this demonstration. I hope that some of you now are more aware of what DCS is capable of, and hopefully you'll try this out for yourself and have a little fun at the same time. See you next time.